Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where last episode we nearly made it out to the extent of what we can get without war, and we're definitely going to get there this episode. So we're going to start thinking really seriously, very soon, about getting belligerent. But first things first, we need to colonize these worlds. So we're going to send the Bizarro Ottomans to go colonize Gilprim Prime. And then there's also Gilprim 4A here. An Arctic world. The best we can do is 70%. I'm actually going to preemptively terraform that over to a continental world. Okay, so we'll get that going. We'll bump up to fast speed. And Tribano Prime is building gene clinics and a city district. That's not going to help our food or consumer goods, but it'll be okay for now. So that will be just fine. We are, of course, working on building our hyper relay network now. And yeah, you're going all the way over to Europe once you're done there. That's going to be a while. Xenophobic, huh? Okay. That's fine. So the Gilprim 3 research station is going to be done soon. We're going to have this entire area done very soon. Our detailed survey of Mira 5 revealed that it may have once supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. So another one that we need climate restoration for. We're definitely on the lookout for that. That will help us tremendously. Cool. So the Womjium station here is done. That's great. We'll eventually go after this Ether Drake, but right now is not the time for that. We will start getting belligerent quite soon. The Istran Slayers are over here. They're big.
System survey complete.
They're real big. Okay, noted. We can definitely ramp up our naval cap, and I think that that is necessary at this time. So let's bump these up from size 30 fleet, so we can go up by another 30, it looks like. So we can go up to size 40 fleets. To that end, I do want to increase our number of destroyers. There we go. And we'll bump all of these up. So that's going to cost us 4,000 alloys to get that all put together. We'll get that started anyway. And we're going to head into Ophae very shortly here. Fantastic. Cool. So we need to shorten our supply lines. That's very, very obvious. And the Istran Slayers are going to be a problem. I can tell you that right now. They are fanatical purifiers. Hypothetically, containment. Okay. Noted. So we're going to probably build up to fight them specifically. Can we see what they have? We can see that their cruisers are slightly armor heavy. And their destroyers, if we can find one that's not heavily damaged here, which apparently we can't. Excellent. Their destroyers are awkward. They are also slightly armor heavy. Okay. And then their corvettes are running shields, of all things. They've also got frigates. Noted. That must be part of the fleet rework. I'm not sure what role frigates are supposed to serve at this point. We'll figure that out, I'm sure. So we will... yeah, we've got our cruisers here. We are eventually going to want cruisers, to be clear. But right now, we don't really have the naval cap for that. We are working on it.
Construction complete.
And we're going to grab our mining stations here, and then head over into Anawan, building our starbase there. Excellent. And then we're going to head down to Garia and build our hyper relay there once we get there. We did have some Groknaploran refugees arriving. This is good. We want this. So this factory world needs a job. And we do actually need industrial districts, so we'll let that go. And then our agriculture district can go in here. That should fix both of our issues there for the time being. There will be more of those, I'm sure.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
And then as far as this goes, we're in expansion right now. And that will be good for us eventually. I'm just thinking here. Okay, this colony on Tribano Prime. What do we want this to be? Honestly, I want this to be a tech world. It's not very good at anything else. So we'll make that be designated as a tech world. Fantastic. We also need a job here. So we will immediately put in our research lab. Fantastic. That'll be fine. And we do need a physics research here. What are we going to go for? Networked movement in Hyperdrive 3? Quite possibly. Although volatile mote upkeep of hyper relays? Oh, that's interesting. That edict is very interesting. How are we doing on our volatile motes? Mediocre, but that's fine.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Cool, there's our planetary capital. Tomb World adaptation, huh? That boosts Tomb World habitability. What it doesn't do is allow us to terraform it, and I'd rather terraform it. So I think we're going to grab this tile blocker clearance mostly as a re-roll, and we're just going to try to get climate restoration as soon as we can. Elthier Prime needs jobs. It's a generator world, so we'll put in a generator district. That will be fine for the moment. And then we have several planetary capital upgrades that we can do here, which we will certainly do. Beautiful. So in Garia, we need to get our hyper relay building.
Situation log updated.
Several recruits from our ground forces recently made a halo insertion onto the surface of Barnard Star 1A as part of a survival training exercise. When the recruits were picked up again after 2 months, one of them reported several findings indicating that an ancient precursor civilization had a presence on this world long ago. We should investigate this indeed. So we're going to go send the Ibn Battuta to look into that. Fantastic. Okay, so these guys are no longer a valid rival. I'm willing to bet that these guys are. But they are overwhelming to us right now. So they may end up declaring war on us. But they're currently taking over the Groknaplorin. They're huge. But we knew that. We definitely need to work towards getting our naval cap brought up. There's no doubt about that. So we can definitely upgrade our ships here. But for the moment, reinforcing the fleet is more important. I'm also noticing that they have a complete lack of these lanes. So that's good to know. I'm going to buy in alloys here. We're going to sell off minerals, but I'm going to buy in alloys. There we go. A good chunk of them. And we're going to use those alloys to get our fleets replenished. 1 more month tick, and we'll have enough to get our final fleet replenishment for now. And that'll be fine.
Construction complete.
Excellent. So we finish up in Anawan, and we're going to head to Mura as soon as we can. That'll be fine. And that'll be all of this under control. Beautiful. Our tech world on Jurup should definitely get a research lab in. And our tech world on Tribano Prime actually needs a city district here to unlock another building slot, so we'll go ahead and do that. In Garia, of course, we're building our hyper relay. And we're just making our way on over. Now, how long until Star Fortresses are done? Very soon. A thorough investigation of Barnard Star 1A has unearthed evidence of a past Erasian presence. An away team from the BOS Ibn Battuta has managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship, which should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. So that gives us an additional piece of knowledge there. Cool. We should probably work on these archaeological digs at some point. And I'm going to send the Ibn Battuta to go work on that. So we're going to head down to Vokon and excavate that. Then we'll head to Detonal after we're done with that one. Excellent. And actually, the other one's in Alpha Centauri. So we should just head over to Alpha Centauri first. Then down to Vokon. Then to Detonal. Cool. There we go. Now, Kolbath is a factory world that has need of a job. We will definitely build an industrial district here to help out our consumer goods. And we just finished this tile blocker clearance. Okay. What else do we have here? The shortest would be gene crops. That would give us 20% additional food from farmers, which is huge. That will help us tremendously. So we'll get that both as a reroll and to solve that problem.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
There's our star fortresses. At this point, I think that we go for alloy nanoplants. No, maybe autocannons. No, I changed my mind again. Alloy nanoplants. Let's do it. Fantastic. So these are all ready to be upgraded, but that's very expensive in terms of alloys. We're going to need to get our alloys more online. We've not been prioritizing that at this moment, but we will eventually. We're going to head over to Salieto and continue to build our setup here. So, if we look at these guys now, they're still considered overwhelming to us in terms of fleet power and economy. Now, the economy is due to their sheer scale. Honestly, so is their fleet power. Okay. We might be able to take them on as it is right now. We'd have to do a pretty big economic transition. And we'd like time to build up before that happens. We're going to stop spending alloys on starbases here very, very soon. We've only got one left to do. We are, however, still going to have a significant alloy expenditure in our...
We have encountered some manner of space-borne beast.
So many Groknaploran refugees. Okay, that's fine. That's good for us. We've definitely got a big, big outlay of alloys going into this project, right? But that project is very important to us. We found the Daleth aliens, apparently. Sure, we'll look into that. And we should shift over here to building a spy network here. So the Scanurian Commonwealth is not really a threat to us, I don't think. Well, they're also considered overwhelming to us, but that is stale. They might be a threat to us. We'll see. For the time being, we've been focusing fairly heavily on building our economic infrastructure, not so much as getting our actual economy going. And this crime wave is just really expanding on Earth. We're going to upgrade to a Hall of Judgment here. That should fix it. Actually, this isn't so bad. I'm going to cancel that upgrade. We don't actually need that. Cool. So here in Mura, we're going to be finishing up quite soon. Excellent. And then we're going to, once we're done in Mura, we're going to head over to like Quiet Dark and then build over this direction.
Construction complete.
It's going to be a little awkward. No doubt about that. But we're going to then move to Quiet Dark, and that will take a while to get there. Now, Kolbath needs more jobs, and we definitely put in another industrial district here. A worker unemployment with 2 available researcher jobs. What? Why aren't they getting auto-promoted to specialist? Is that something Paradox changed?
Achieved.
They're a molluscoid. They must be forbidden from doing this. They have residence rights. We'll give them full citizenship. Same with these guys. And these guys. And these guys. Cool. There we go. Apparently these still have residency. There. And then maybe these guys need to be shifted over too. There. Cool. So let's see. Now there's a valid auto-migration destination. So yeah, that seemed to have been the problem. Long-range scanners have picked up reading in the Deub system that could best be described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating. Make it so. So this tech world here is... It still has that Groknaploran. We should definitely now put in a research lab. Cool. So that's all looking good. These are now at all 40 except for this one. There we go. And from here, I'm going to start upgrading these. Now, this will be reasonably expensive. There we go. More xenophobic, huh? Sure, that's fine. We're going to head up into Sayama, And we're probably lacking the alloys at this time. Yes, that is accurate. And we're going to be lacking the alloys for a bit, unfortunately. Building slots +1 would be really good for us right now. We would definitely like to have that. Wait, was one of those other options climate restoration? I didn't actually look. Gene tailoring, deep crust engineering, the living state. No. Okay. Ceramo metal infrastructure is correct. Cool. We definitely need more consumer goods, and we are having trouble producing enough of those. We'll deal with that eventually, though. Cool. We found some salamanders. Next up, I feel like we abandon expansion, maybe. And go to perhaps unyielding? Or something economic. Like perhaps prosperity. Specialist pop resource output would be really good. And resources from jobs. That would be very good. We'll adopt prosperity here. I don't love doing this, but I'm currently feeling the squeeze from the Istran Slayers, so we'll go ahead and do that for now. And we need a lot of alloys at this time. Alloys are incredibly important for us. We are getting more and more refugees. This is a good thing, ultimately. We can put them to work in our economy, and that'll be great. We do need to get these upgrades completed, and that'll continue to take a little while. We'll sell off some minerals, and I'd like to buy in additional alloys here. I'll buy 1250, and we're going to immediately use some of those on this hyper relay in Sayama. I would also immediately like to work on upgrading to star fortresses out here, but that's very expensive.
Our ships have been made superior.
Skanuri refugees are arriving. They are welcome here, definitely. So the Groknaplorans are going to stop existing very soon. For some reason, we have access to the Istran Slayers sensor network, and I don't know why, but I like it. I don't know why we have this, but sure. I would love to see what they're actually using for their weapon systems. Unfortunately, I don't think that our scanners can... Oh, hey! That's a lot of coil guns. Autocannons. They are using some space torpedoes. So they're very heavily into ballistics. Noted. So with that in mind, we're probably going to want to run heavy shielding, or rather, heavy armor. Records aboard the station reveal that the former inhabitants were deeply religious and had no contact with the outside world, which they feared and despised. Every aspect of their lives was governed by an omniscient oracle who scribed their destinies at birth. Divine will decided everything, from their choice of partner and occupation to the minutiae of their daily lives, leaving them with little individual freedom. Most were afraid to diverge from their destined paths, as all who did perished under mysterious circumstances. Okay, so one thing I would like to do here is hop into here, activate the surveyor. There we go. So there's 5 additional society research available. And we can actually grab that on our way up over this way. So that'll be fine. That's conveniently located for us. We'll grab the 2 society research here and then head over. It'll take a long time to get there. Ah, space whales. Okay.
An alien empire wishes to communicate.
Sounds good. We should definitely consider upgrading our starhold here. This is now a continental world. So we should terraform Grummium Prime. We'll get that underway, and then we'll head over, build our research station here, and then move to Quiet Dark. In Sayama, we are working our way through that, but we need to increase our manufacturing dramatically right now. That needs to be our focus. So we've got this tech world here that we can get a reassembled ship shelter built on. That's fine for the moment. We've also got this mining world. We currently have a civilian industry on here. I'm actually going to put in 6 and 4, huh? That's not very much. I am going to put in that mining district there. We're going to need the raw resources, but it's going to take a little bit more time for our economy to really come online. We do have a good foundation for it, but we're not quite there yet. Let's go ahead and grab destroyer build cost and build speed, just in case we do get into war. That'll be fine. This generator world here. I'm going to go ahead and max out the generator districts, just so that there's nothing else to be done there. On this factory world, we'll build a planetary capital. Cool. And we're almost done building our hyper relay in Sayama. And more Groknaploran refugees are arriving. This is very good. We can put them to work. Our economy is going to start growing by leaps and bounds very, very quickly here. And that's exactly what we want. We also have a huge need of alloys. Just looking at these worlds here. Yeah, we're probably going to do that. Oh, cybernetics. Okay. Energy nexus? Sure. We don't really need that, though. So what do we really need here? Gravitic sensors, we could go with that. Getting our sensor tech up is not a bad idea here. Just to make sure that we are correctly countering these guys, if it comes to it. We'll see if they start planning to declare on us. The game does pop up a notification if that's going to happen. And if that does, we're definitely going to pivot. We're already kind of halfway pivoting here. Now, we knew that we were going to pivot here. This was a completely planned pivot. So that's good. That is very good. In Trabano, we're going to build a hyper relay. And building slots +1, fantastic. What we really need here is none of this, sadly. So what we need to do is research something like frequency tuning here. That's just a reroll. We need to get these tomb worlds online for us. So hopefully we can do that soon enough. This mining world, we can continue to build mining districts on. We will need the minerals. So that'll be fine. More refugees are coming in. The defensive readiness movement, we're working on it. We are working on it. Order has been restored on Earth. Fantastic. That's really good. So once we're done in Trabano, of course, we'll move up to Unimar. And I would also like to set up a series of shipyards other than Seoul. We really don't have the alloys to do that right now. So I think what we need to do for the moment is work towards that. However, here on Earth, I would really like to upgrade our alloy nanoplants. And I think we can afford that with our volatile motes. Yes, we can. Beautiful. So that'll be good. We'll get that underway. And we're going to run out of consumer goods quite soon. Okay, the Corellian Slayers have named these guys their rivals. I like it. The archaeological team has made an unexpected discovery. Embedded within the station walls is a hidden surveillance system that seems to have been feeding visual and auditory information to a single point somewhere within the station's core. Someone was monitoring the disciples at all times, even in their most private moments. In some places, the equipment has been torn out or sabotaged. Closer to the central hub are signs of violence and disruption. It seems as though at some point, the inhabitants discovered they were being monitored. Yikes. Okay, well, I hope they have fun with that. This tech world, we definitely want to continue to work on our teching. There we go. So yeah, overwhelming, equivalent, and overwhelming. So at least we've caught up with, or kept up with these guys in tech without really trying to keep up with them in tech. Our tech worlds are really going to start taking off soon. So this should, in theory, be reasonably fine. I am concerned about our consumer goods. We'll have to buy some in, and that'll keep us afloat for a while. But we do desperately need more consumer goods, and we need more factory worlds. But we're working on it. cool. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will see about doing something about the Istran Slayers. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisol, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.